Hello, hello, Twitch. This is Chris Delp, as well as Ian, as well as Lauren, coming at you live from the Free Play Away Game Studios. I don't know why Ian's playing Tiger Drops that loud, but whatever. Welcome to VGM Wednesday Live. But before we get to the actual festivities, can hit the bright spots again. We are at Free Play Richardson for Wrestling Wednesday, starting tonight at 7 o'clock. You can see the hours right there for Free Play Richardson. It is the physical location is actually open. If you are looking for Arlington or Fort Worth only, those open tomorrow on Thursday, also 3 to 11 p.m. I will be at Arlington on Thursday. Let's hit the week's events because there are a ton of them. Today we have Wrestling Wednesday. That's NXT and AEW Wrestling on the projector, as well as title matches that are as goofy as can possibly be on Super Turbo, on Killer Queen, on Pac-Man Battle Royale, on Cosmotrons, on Death Ball, Mario Brothers. Actually, there's not a title match on Mario Brothers because a certain title holder has left the country. But we'll have plenty of title matches to do, plenty of wrestling, plenty of promos shot afterwards. You've seen them throughout the day on the Facebook feed. Thursday, that's Pinball Thursday. We're going to be doing a 3-strikes tournament. Half the pinball tables are out of the tournament for spacing reasons, but that still leaves 16 tables, which is plenty for our 3-strikes pinball tournament tomorrow at Free Play Arlington. That'll start also at 7 p.m. Friday, it is the Arlington Halloween with DJ Terminator Mike B. I have a link, but come with your Halloween costumes. Let's see if I got here's your link. Paste. Not a request set, but an actual set of For Realsies DJ gig for our beloved DJ Terminator Mike B. We will be so happy to see him live and in person. Do question him about not defending his titles at Wrestling Wednesday, but also enjoy the jams all throughout the night. There's your link to that event on Friday at Free Play Arlington. Saturday, I told you it was packed. That's Halloween, and Halloween this year is the Fort Worth Halloween 2020 Revenge of the Rooftop. There's a link for that one. I'll be there, of course. We're amassing the Killer Queen players, so we'll be there. Will I be on the rooftop? As little as possible. We're going to run some rooftop movies. And I'm going to see if I can get Andrea to run them while I play Killer Queen and Big Buck Hunter downstairs. But either way, I will absolutely be at Free Play Fort Worth celebrating Halloween and shirtless, which is a good reason why I won't be outside. Sunday, it's Sunday. Watch Michael Beltran win another Super Turbo tournament. That'll be this Sunday starting at 5:30 p.m. There, that's plenty. VGM Wednesday Live. Ian, the show is yours. What do we do?
Oh, yeah, you said it. You were going to be shirtless on Halloween. Is it going to be cold? I'm assuming it's cold considering it's freaking cold right now.
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's going to be like a low of, I think, 43.
Good luck, Chris. Now you know how...
I'll be wearing shorts. Chris won't have a shirt on. I mean, what is winter?
Right.
Yeah, well... It's not COVID, everybody. It's pneumonia.
This is going to get you.
Yep, I will be mask up, shirt off, denim jacket on. And
with a nice weird thumbs up.
Yeah, indeed.
Ian, I gotta know, what inspired the theme for this week?
I can tell you what inspired this theme for this week.
Who's that?
You know who this is. This is the one whom everyone seeks.
When we think of shirtless dude?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I thought it was Boat Guy. Look.
Yet we have not seen that video that's supposedly out there.
It exists on DVD, and I know who has it.
Supposedly.
On DVD?
No. I know who has it. It's on DVD.
How many Beltron bucks is it worth?
It's worth nothing. But
200 real ones, according to Chris.
We're not talking about that. What we are talking about are some of the greatest characters in video game history that just happen to be shirtless.
Huh.
You got any, Mike?
Mario?
Oh,
No, we finally got to see him shirtless. Weird.
as I woke up and then I decided to look to see if there were 8,000 songs on this playlist. I looked and said, "Oh, there's not that many this time around. I can add a couple."
Sorry to disappoint.
And the last, I was like, "Well, let me add the one that I'm most famous for," and it was already there. So I was like, "All right, let me expand this a little bit more."
Goodness.
And
wait, you expanded past Sagat and Pac-Man?
What?
Well, sort of.
Did you get
the
Sagat
theme was
Pac-Man
already
hybrid?
Yeah.
Goodness.
And ironically enough, I was like, well, Sagat's already there, so let's just throw another version of it on here. So I have 3 songs I better hear today.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 3.
I have 3 this time, a whopping 3.
Holy crap.
Tripled your chances.
And so I better hear my songs.
As long as I hear Friday the 13th.
Hope you hear the show, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play it. It's 65 songs, 3 of them. I like your chances today.
I do too.
I see them here.
I do too.
I didn't put a lot this time.
I see Pac-Land.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna add Pac-Man. But I was like, that's kind of.
I guess technically he's shirtless and bodiless.
And bodiless.
Well, doesn't he
No.
a tie in Pac-Land?
Pac-Man in Pac-Land has boots and a hat and gloves.
How does anybody know this?
That's not shirtless.
Just look at him. Look him up. Matter of fact, look at my emoji when I speak on the screen. There he is.
That's from Pac-Man.
Is that going to be your Halloween costume?
No, I'm not that round.
Huh.
Oh, that's good.
Look, see? When I speak, you'll see him appear. There he is right there. In the hat, his boots, and his gloves. There you
All
go.
I see is Jeremy, who really inspired this playlist.
Well, I mean, of course. Yeah, that goes without saying, really. But, you know.
Speaking of, I'm looking for the one where it was like a Contra that I did with like Jeremy and his brother.
I know that one.
I don't know what theme it was under.
The theme was the Withers brothers.
I was thinking it was like Withers, or maybe co-op. Probably co-op.
Probably co-op.
There we go. Did it? Found
Oh,
it.
guys, I have important
nice.
stuff to say because we didn't hit it. Oh my gosh!
No, it's
damn, I don't even remember that.
Do I need to introduce anybody? Do I need to?
Oh, I have stuff that we didn't hit yesterday, and I feel bad that we didn't. It's a little early for birthdays, but happy birthday to Chase Cole.
Yeah,
that was yesterday.
I was definitely gonna hit that for sure.
We miss you a lot. Love that guy. The other one I remember was Joe Gonzalez. He's an awesome Marvel vs. Capcom player. We had a few rounds of not that, but Alpha 3 when it used to be in the second row, and he's an amazing player. So big birthday shout out to him too.
Yeah, I can swoop into some birthday shout outs from today as well. Today is Matt Johnson's birthday.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's right, the subject of last week's Games of Your Life. And I'm hearing we may see him around Free Play again soon, which will make us all feel better. Happy birthday, Matt Johnson. Also, happy birthday with a flex, perhaps even a shirtless flex if Ian has his way. B. Coles, Brandon Coles, celebrating birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Very nice. Well, if you want some more birthdays, I got some more for you today.
Mm-hmm.
We got some good ones today. We even have an A-lister on here.
Celebrating a birthday today
Might
from
be.
Oak Cliff, Texas, Michael Beltran.
Month. My birthday is next month. It's not been 3 times this month already, like Johnny has said before already.
Look, sometimes you need to get some extra celebration from someone that high, like that much of an A-lister. Maybe even an S list. That would be where Michael Beltran resides.
An F list?
S.
Oh,
S.
okay.
No. F list is something else.
Game checks ball.
There's
I
even
told him.
this is a joke for two people, but there's even something called F pants.
Goodness.
Oh, I
Can't
want
imagine.
some,
You've
I want
definitely
some
made it to tier 2 if you see those.
I want some F pants.
Odd.
On
wanna
instruments,
have
there are
some.
F holes.
Okay,
Like on a violin.
so
No.
no. Let's see. Actor Dennis Franz turned 76 from NYPD Blue and
Die
other
Hard
cop.
2.
Yeah, there you go. Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
You know what? She can be my administrative assistant anytime because Annie Potts turned 68.
Yeah.
Pots.
I'm kind of with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. I forget what was her name in
Oh,
Ghostbusters?
I came across that
Janine.
post earlier.
Janine,
I
right?
forgot. Yeah.
Janine, yes.
She was definitely the reason that I would stop switching channels when Designing Women came on. There's Janine from the real Ghostbusters, except she's on Designing Women now.
Yeah, that threw me off. It's like, man, no, she's Janine, but she's there. Anyways, comedian Andy Richter, 54.
Richter Belmont.
Sorry,
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
confused by the. I'm not confused. I'm distracted by the Designing Women picture. Can we go back there real quick?
I mean, sure.
I wanna
we
see-
can.
I want to see that. Yeah. Blow that one up. Man, look at that hair. Look at that hair. Behold.
It's
And
pretty
Annie
southern.
Potts has the highest of the hair.
Love
Look
me
at how
some
close
big
to
hair.
heaven she is.
Yeah.
That was man, that's peak 80s right there, man. You had the high hair. Woo.
Everybody has shoulder pads.
Man, you had shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm.
You had the high hair, the hair.
I want to bring that look back.
Yeah, I just wanted to
I'm sure you do.
congratulate the cast of Designing Women and all make them honorary Texans for the day.
Huh.
The higher the hair, the closer to heaven, and no one was closer to heaven during the early 90s than these four. Thank you. Go back to Andy Richter now.
Should have seen some of the females I dated around that time.
I mean,
anyway,
we got time. Just send the
no.
You got
pictures
names?
to
I can
Ian.
look them up.
It's all right. Also,
God of War theme. Love it.
man, I just have to say her name and everyone knows what she's famous for. But Julia Roberts, the A-lister, turns 53 today.
Ooh.
That's right. Aaron Brockovich.
That's right. Many things. Many things. Many things. Singer Brad Paisley, 48.
That lady that's in a bunch of romance films.
Sure. Actor Joaquin Phoenix, 46.
Ooh, Joker. Yes.
Yes. That's a commanding man right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. And a couple more here. And there's a lot today. Uh-oh. Singer Frank Ocean, 33. Tiger Lily.
Having sex 9 months ago.
How old?
33.
I haven't heard about him in so long.
Let's see here. Actor Thelma Hopkins, 72.
Are you just looking up every celebrity?
Yeah, I'm just.
No, this is a good idea because sometimes he'll say a name and I'm like, who?
Let's see here. Yes,
Oh,
Thelma
from
Hopkins,
Family
72.
Matters.
Yep, Family Matters.
I thought I recognized that name. Aunt Rachel?
Comedian Cheryl Underwood. She is such a lovely lady. 57. Let's see here.
Are you friends with her?
No, I'm not.
Then I don't
Last
know who that is. Are they funny?
She is funny, and
She's in
she got her claim to fame on Def Comedy Jam. Just look her up on Def Comedy Jam. Don't play it here. Do not play it here. But look her up on Def Comedy Jam, and
Play it on
you're gonna have some fun.
Oh wow! Speaking of 80s, it was. Wait, so many shoulder pads.
That's right. It's all about
Can
shoulder
that
pads.
can that be the theme for next week?
Shoulder pads.
It's gonna be a bunch
Okay.
of football.
Lots of
Yeah.
football.
Let's see, actor Jamie Gertz, 55.
You're gonna have to spell that last
Yeah,
name.
who?
Gertz.
Gertz.
Oh, like
Gertz.
Hurts.
Yes,
Shout outs to Nate.
Mhm.
That's 55.
that's 55.
I mean,
Oh, this
could
is
be.
the girl from Still Standing, right? Is she from Still Standing? Oh, she was in Lost Boys. Whoa.
Oh, she
that
played
is
Star.
that
Oh
is
man,
a
I love that
young
movie.
Jamie Gertz.
Dang, she was so pretty in that movie. I love that
is.
movie.
Look at
She's
every
pretty
single
now.
picture of her.
I love
She's
that
still
movie.
pretty right now.
That's right.
Well, I didn't know she was. Does she even
That's
still
Gwen
act?
Stefani 55 right there.
Yeah, that is. That's reverse aging stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. No,
And then,
I love that movie.
And then a couple more today. Let's see here. Former Cleveland Cavaliers coach, Big Lenny Wilkins, 83. Would have been his birthday today. And then also the man who created computers, if you will, Bill Gates, 65.
I mean,
Close.
He licensed operating systems, but close.
yeah, I don't think he created the computer. Sure.
Depends who you ask, I guess.
I've been watching the news. The only thing he created was COVID.
Oh, that's right.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. He's Chris is right there. That's right.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. But on the other side, he has the vaccine too.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's all
His
part of
glasses
the evil
back then are
scheme.
popular now.
Does he have the same glasses since that picture right
Hey,
there?
that's why he's got so much money. He
Right.
saved money on his glasses.
It's true.
Exactly.
This honestly looks like a couple of guys from Denton, to be honest.
You ain't kidding.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
There's some Dentonites right
Of
there.
Not-
course.
not
That
wrong.
looks like
Yeah.
Josh Withers.
Yeah, no, like have like Tommy.
Are you gonna
from,
Photoshop that?
Hold on, I just want to.
That looks like Josh. Let's put Josh.
I can't. WebP, damn it.
Just get like
Aw.
Tommy
Tommy.
Wheeler, and then who's Bill's partner there? I don't recognize him from that picture, but you can
Make
have
that make that Josh
Uh,
Featherstone.
or Paul from Denton, the manager there.
Co-founder Paul Allen.
Paul Allen. There you go. Oh, same name too. Maybe
I'm
Paul
telling you,
Allen
that's
was
a
the manager of Free Play Denton.
That is a splitting image of Joshua Withers. I don't care what y'all say. All I see is Josh.
Make it so, I guess.
They have
Wow,
they
okay.
have like the same nose.
Well,
I'm just gonna put UNT on
okay.
Say UNT. Hey, my alma mater. Yes.
Hey,
Here it comes. Here it comes. Hold on. Calm down for a bit. Okay. All right. We're ready for your line now, Mike.
hey, Lauren.
Oh my god. Yes.
So you were in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Okay.
went to University of North Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had athletics, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever see UNT football?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see UNT basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever see UNT baseball?
No, because they don't have a baseball team.
They don't.
No.
No way.
I was so upset.
Wow. Okay.
What's the joke here?
Not sure.
I'm
I don't know.
confused.
I'm just asking questions.
Do we have any more birthdays?
I know. I have a birthday.
Oh.
It's much long overdue.
Happy birthday, Michael Belcher. Wait, we already went
It-
to that birthday.
In a month from now. Next month.
Happy birthday to the PlayStation 2 20th birthday, almost old enough to drink. I have very many fond memories of PS2, mainly a lot of NBA Live games and Twisted Metal. And all the racing games, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, all that fun stuff. Tekken, a lot of
God
fun
of
stuff.
War.
So
Okay.
happy 20th birthday to the
God
PS2.
of War. This is an actual song. Where is this from?
This is Bayonetta.
Bayonetta's
this is-
not shirtless, or is she? I don't.
Why
I
did
never
you
played
just-
the
She
games.
is. No, she is absolutely shirtless. Her.
Technically,
Oh.
she's just wearing hair.
Yeah, that's her hair that you see.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh
Mhm.
God. Okay. Well,
Yeah, good
I was
call.
gonna add
Whoever,
X-
whoever added this, good call.
I was gonna add X23's theme, but she's not really shirtless in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But
Technically, she is. Like this, all of her outfits are her hair.
wow, I never knew that.
And when she transforms, it's like
I wish I
think
had
her
hair like
hair
that. It saved me
goes
money
all
on
over the place.
clothes.
Right? And cosplays. You could just do
Yeah.
whatever.
there's a lot of like fashion stuff in Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, no. It took me a while to warm up to Bayonetta, and it was the point where I realized that wait a minute, this Bayonetta is not trying to be God of War as much as it's trying to be Space Channel 5 in the God of War universe. Like it's just a non-stop dance off with two guns, and
Yeah.
odd demon.
Those
references and
DLs.
stuff, but it's so good, so good.
DLs. That's me on a Saturday night.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Summon demons?
What a
If you
Alcohol, you
see,
can.
see you guys this Friday when DJ Terminator Mike B. There's your
no.
there's your look.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
there you go.
Mm-mm. Nope.
DJ Terminator Mike B. DJing at Free Play Arlington.
With his shirt off.
Mike?
No.
Well, if you won't do it for the sake of VGM Wednesday, then I will. I'll be there shirt off.
Yeah. That's
No,
the
you don't-
spirit, Chris.
You don't. White tea it. I'm telling you, white tea it.
That's the spirit.
It's not cold.
Oh.
It's just 39
Chris,
and rainy.
Chris, didn't you call my costume the VGM Wednesday cosplay?
Yes. Yeah, I actually sent Ian a picture of both of our cosplays from last Friday. But it's yeah, you were the 8-bit Friday the 13th
8-bit
Jason.
Jason.
So that's
Nice.
VGM Wednesday.
Which
as I
of
could
course I had to add
Well.
to this list today.
All right. Would you like some leak news and some news hot off the press from today?
Leak?
Sure.
Yes, I'm gonna give you the hot off the press news today. But since you're on the Googles, Ian,
Drafted first by the Dallas Cowboys, Troy
No,
Aikman.
no, that was 1989, wasn't it? But why don't you take a look at the new Dallas Stars alternate
Oh,
jersey
yes.
that a lot of people are loving,
And
including
also
myself
hating.
right now.
I've seen people split on it. I love it a lot.
That is it right there. That thing right there is fire.
I always wanted to be a highlighter. I love it.
Well, now's your chance because that is it right there.
I don't own any stars,
that
anything.
is a
So I would
crime.
I
That is
know.
a crime.
I know.
Considering what
I'll be
family you
honest.
come from.
I know.
that is a
Stone,
crime.
stone me now.
It's
I'm
better
so sorry.
than Dallas's or the Mavs. Remember their alternate jersey? I was. Not
Oh,
a fan.
yeah.
Oh,
Black
that
and blue.
yeah.
The,
You're right.
the fresh
Yeah.
prints.
The one from last year?
The
Yeah.
graffiti looking one.
The graffiti one?
I don't like
Yeah,
that. One.
I know where they were coming from, but like, I don't know.
I think if it
Yeah.
had different color, sort of a different shade of whatever, it might have been better. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Mike,
Well-
as team owner, are you upset that they took your Dallas Desperados XFL jersey?
The Desperados haven't existed since 2003. They are not in the XFL. The Desperados are in the XFL, but not owned by me. That is owned by The Rock. However, it's funny you mentioned. So you were talking
Not
about
in denial, everybody.
the last year's, graffiti jersey, if you will, is called the City Edition jersey. Every NBA team has a City Edition
hmm
jersey, and we were talking about leaked information. Why don't we see what's been leaked already? And we have a picture of a
Oh yes,
new City Edition Dallas
Yes.
Mavericks jersey for next season.
I love it.
I thought we were talking about
Please have
leaks
Mike's
and,
face on it.
like,
Please have Mike's face
during
on it.
shirtless people.
No, you just do Dallas Mavericks City Edition jersey. That's all you have to do, and
This
it'll
is-
come up.
Yeah, this is this the
Or
one?
go to Twitter. Yeah, it's on there too.
Well,
Wait, you usually
Mavericks.
provide links.
well,
City
I know, but
Edition.
he's right there.
It's lacking.
Is that it?
It
Yeah.
keeps showing us the old stuff.
Uh,
Twitter, I guess.
Just link it.
All right, fine. I can link it.
Or go to Twitter. Yeah, you're already on Twitter. Never mind.
Mavs.
There you go.
Any of these?
No, that's
No. Go to their main Twitter.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Ian.
You're
All
right
right,
It's on their
that
name.
Ooh, a pumpkin.
you're right that last year's doesn't look too good. It's looks like it's inspired in support of LeBron James's new Space Jam movie.
Mhm.
God.
It would look
The,
appropriate if we put Sean Bradley in it though.
Bring Sean Bradley back.
Look-alike.
And-
I don't see anything, man.
Coming your way,
On
Ian.
the Twitter?
Coming your way.
I think I would support Sean Bradley joining the Cowboys at this point. That would be
There
an
it
improvement.
is. Check your IMs, Ian. It's there.
The DM.
Be
He
careful
slid
which,
into the
which
DMs.
link you click from Beltran.
No. There it is. There it is right there,
okay.
along with the Brooklyn Nets.
I love
That
it.
is your new City Edition jersey.
Oh, I love it.
That
The
has been
colors. Oh my
Better.
god. Much better.
So why the gold? Is that like a
I am sure
reference or something?
Do
Uh,
y'all
the- those get explained later. Now,
okay.
of course, it's leaked, so we don't have like the actual, explanation on it, other than it's just gold and navy.
Do y'all
right.
sell jerseys at Foot Locker?
We do. NBA.
Cool. Can I get the Mike B discount? Thanks.
Oh my
Still need those
For
free
something more.
Jordans too.
You
Still
can
hasn't
go.
delivered those?
You can go file some books right now. Okay.
Books. This ain't
But,
no library.
Yeah. However,
The Dallas logo.
I
Should've
did
been
not.
that. That's why I'm thinking gold. Maybe is it because of
Yeah.
Dallas, the show?
Oh, that wouldn't be a bad homage.
Yeah. So the
Yeah. Can we get Photoshop into the Dallas show logo at some point?
Please.
Doesn't
Or
seem appropriate today, but at some
No.
point, put that on a
or
list.
just go next level with it.
Mount Beltran.
Go next level with it and actually do a complete intro with the song and
Oh my
have a
god.
picture of everybody and
Mhm.
Well,
you know,
somebody
doing
has
something.
refused
Can that-
to appear in front of the
Can
green
that-
screen.
Can that be our new Mike B News intro every day? Is that?
Ooh. I
Oh my
like
God.
this idea. I like it. I like it. I like it.
the just to touch on the City Edition last year. Okay, I didn't like it too much either. Mainly because they used the same font for the numbers as they do for the rest of the jerseys. If the fonts matched, like if the number matched the Mavs font in that graffiti style, I think it would have looked better. But that's where
Yeah.
the,
They 90s too hard.
but this is that is supposed to be an homage to Deep Ellum.
Deep
Oh,
Ellum,
no
yeah.
wonder
Yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah. So
If they were
that
gonna go
How
like
dare you.
graffiti and homage somewhere, they should have gone graffiti and homage to like like those like malls that have like the people who spray paint on shirts.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about? Like
yeah.
the airbrush
Yeah.
shirts.
well, yeah, but I mean, Deep Ellum is known for its graffiti art and things of that, or historically it was known for that.
But look,
Um,
yes, them all. Imagine if these were on a jersey.
Man.
Oh,
Wow. Oh,
Oh, man.
my god.
What, Tiger Lily, what's your size? Real quick, I need to make an order.
Oh my god.
she probably has a closet full of all those.
Big surprise.
or
I
this, like
actually don't.
Hot.
So
I
here's
need
what
some.
kills me about the Mavs one, right? Like, look at this. This is pretty much the same colors and the same kind of
I
style.
like that one.
This looks way better than
I surprisingly don't have any airbrush shirts.
Oh, yes, you do.
I don't. I'm not kidding. I've always
Yeah.
wanted one. Like every time I go to the fair, I
Yeah.
always see those boots with it. But I'm like, they're probably gonna charge me like $50.
Well,
Yeah. Someone else
Yeah.
do it for. I have artist friends. I'm sure someone can do a shirt for me.
well, that is your new Maverick City Edition jersey for this
Very
year
nice.
coming out. So,
Yes. The odd
like-
all shirt edition of Mike B News.
huh.
Can
There
we
you
get
go.
Can you get a airbrush shirt with Uno on it with that one pose?
with a cat.
God.
Does Ian know about that video?
What does a cat video?
I'll see what
I have
on
an
screen.
update. Yeah, there was an update. I think last week.
Mm-hmm.
I finally saw Uno up the street from my house, and I provided Chris a
Oh.
picture of when I saw Uno, and then
The best picture.
yeah, and then he put music behind it, and it's great.
There's no proof that I've ever put music behind that, sir.
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
Well, it came from your account, so
Huh?
you know,
I don't know what you're referring to.
yeah.
You
But
can check our video history on
Mhm.
Twitch. I don't
Yeah.
see any music
Yeah,
associated
yeah.
with that picture.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, basically, I don't know. I mean, you can show Ian the picture, I guess.
Yeah, it'll take me a sec to. bring it up.
Okay. But yeah, there it is, right there. I mean, but man, that new Stars jersey, ew, boy,
Mm-hmm.
that's fire, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is fire right there.
I was wondering what that announcement was when they showed the date.
Yeah, I figured it was gonna be a jersey of some kind. I thought it was gonna be. I didn't think anything of neon. I thought
it was for you because you're gonna be on the team.
I'm not.
next
I don't
season.
play hockey.
All right. Can you see
Okay.
my screen, Ian?
You're.
No, I just see a bunch of shirtless guys right now.
Oh my god.
No, I don't see it.
Oh my god, you just reminded me to add something.
You're on.
Was it too late to add a song?
Anyway, here's the picture of Una.
No, you can add.
Okay, cool.
Nigga, that's my hood, yeah. That's my hood.
Good. My.
My.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's I saw Uno, and that's what he was doing. As I was driving by, I stopped.
Cliff.
Yeah, and we looked at each other, and then there you go. Carlos is right. Play that song, you'll probably get a.
Spread shirts for last.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I swear that cat, man. Golly. Oh, that cat ain't trying to be bothered by nobody. You ain't got
It
time
looks like
for
he's
none of
been
this.
through stuff.
Okay,
telling you.
I added a song because you reminded me of one of my favorite shirtless dudes in video game history, Jin Kazama,
Oh,
Tekken.
yeah.
But I added Devil Jin because
Ooh,
I like
the
Devil.
Witcher there.
I like Devil Jin more than regular Jin, and Devil Jin is actually on my cosplay list. One day,
Our friend Danny likes regular gin.
well, he's basic, I guess.
He likes hoodies.
Like it.
Let's see. So,
Yeah, I'm starting to hear my
Uh,
songs. Yes,
I'm trying to find one with like multiple people in it. This Spider-Man.
you
one seems
already
pretty
kind of did
creepy.
it. You did it already, which was the volleyball one.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of like what's like the quintessential. It's gotta be like,
Pick any
Fighting
fighting
game.
game. Yeah.
yeah. Maybe it's funnier to do just a bunch of single ones. Like,
And bring it all together.
Maybe
I'm trying
toss
to
them
think of-
into a free play background.
oh yeah.
Like they're just at
do
free
that.
play. Bunch of shirtless Photoshop nonsense.
Can you put me as Jin and or Devil Jin?
Unwanted
What
nap.
What I'll do is just this. Hold on.
Oh my
It'll
god.
be. Let's see, I can.
Are you gonna put it over the skyline and then put the new Dallas look?
Hey, let me send you Uno's
Above it.
picture
Oh, I got it.
and I am as well. I sent you pictures of my costume, Ian's Lump Sum's costume, Tiger Lily's costume.
Oh,
I'd have to say my favorite was Brian's. I guessed it right off the bat because he messaged me, and he just said it's all blue, and I wasn't gonna guess right away. I was gonna wait till I saw him to see if I was right, and I guess it was bugging him that I wasn't guessing. He's like, "Come on, you get one chance." I'm like, "Okay, it's Killer Queen, isn't it?" He's like, "Damn it!" I'm like, "Obviously."
Chris, you're gonna be so cold, by the way.
Oh, I know. I
White
already know.
tee it. White tee it, I'm
No,
telling you.
don't do it. Let it all
Why
out. Let
see it?
the chest hair out. I don't care.
That's great, by the way. Even the light up eyes.
Yes.
Ain't it good?
It's
I
so
love
good.
it.
He's specifically blue skulls. Like, he's a specific Bumble Bear. I love it. Now, of course, being gold abs might be more appropriate today.
Oh,
but
Keaton.
and yes, I could not figure out what Keaton wanted.
I
Something,
told
clearly.
you he wanted to be held.
Yeah, see, Uno won't do that. Uno don't do that.
Uno's too
It gives
busy
you,
keeping it
gives
real.
you a mean look.
Yeah, Uno don't do that. So, shout out to Uno wherever you are and across the creek. You know what, Tiger Lily?
Across the creek.
Let me ask you something. For your house, right? You
Yeah,
live in a house. Does your house have a fireplace?
we do.
You do.
Hmm.
And this is right up your alley because KFC is selling fried chicken scented fire logs.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they can
What?
give me chicken for me to cook over the fire.
No. Why do that? Because you can get a fried chicken scented fire logs this holiday season. Yes.
Man, did y'all really think I'm not fat, huh?
And no. I mean,
you're
you
fat at
say
all,
you
Tiger
like
Lily.
That sounds amazing.
you say yourself you like the fast food, so
Honestly, if it was Williams chicken, I would most likely consider it.
Ooh, me too.
Because
I second that.
KFC's on the tier of... Okay, I'm going to give you Lauren's tier list of chicken.
Oh my, here we
All
go.
right.
Here we go.
All right.
I just sat up in my chair.
All right, so
got my attention too.
I guess I'll start from the bottom.
Mhm.
Honestly,
So-
the very bottom is Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, D tier.
Whoa.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
Very
Oh.
bottom is Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, uh-oh.
hot take.
Would it raise a grade if you can get it on Sunday?
No,
Right at the bottom.
Man.
the price bugs me, honestly, and I think it is overrated. Above that
Wow.
is most likely going to be
I know what you're talking about, Tiger Lily. All the white people I know love it.
of course. Above that is going to be honestly Raising Cane's.
Huh.
They're pricey too, but the quality, oh my god.
Tea? Sweet tea don't do it for
Speaking
you?
my language.
Oh, I love their
by
sweet
the
tea.
way.
Why does sweet tea just go so well with chicken tenders? I don't know.
Because it's sugar.
It just does.
It's
don't
That's
know.
probably
sugar.
that's probably
I
why.
don't know, but if you
Okay.
want to punish me with a Caniac combo anytime, Tiger Lily, you just let me know.
I got you. That's what I get every time. Above I get double fries too. I hate coleslaw. Above that it's honestly a tie. It's gonna be Williams and Chicken Express.
Hey.
Oh, dude, Chicken Express is great. Carlos was talking about the liver.
I'm glad someone else agrees because I know so many people who don't like it. I'm like, why? What's wrong with it? Like, the service can be bad sometimes. Honestly, like I've had very rude people in the drive-thru, but they make up with it for the amazing chicken and fries. And once in a while, I will indulge in a 7-piece instead of a 4. But sometimes I just get 4. I always get 4 only because they always throw in extras, so it might as well be a 7-piece. They always throw in like 2 or 3 extra tenders, and I'm like, all right, because I'm their favorite customer. Okay.
Yeah, that's just your preferential Tiger Lily treatment right there. They know you're a critic. You're an online critic.
So that is my fast food chicken tier list.
Whoa.
Where's Golden Chick and all this?
Yeah.
I've never had Golden
Golden
Chick.
Chick.
Take me to
Oh,
Golden
man.
Chick. Take me to
Might
Golden
replace-
Chick,
It's
and
right by
I
my
will
house.
put it
No
on.
problem. No problem.
You might replace Chicken Express with Golden Chick.
Oh,
Besides
that's
there's
tough.
Golden Chick. You didn't do Popeyes, KFC.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Okay, let me redo this.
Uh-oh,
Okay.
here we go.
Okay.
There we
Well,
go.
I'm talking. I guess I'm talking in term of chicken tenders / strips, sort of. But I guess if we're doing chicken as a whole, I'd put Popeyes at 2.
Okay.
A 2.
Hmm.
Okay.
Who's a
But still, it's tied with Williams and Chicken Express still. But I would put Popeyes at 2 because honestly, ever since I had the spicy chicken sandwich the first time, we have one near my job, so I go there like once a week at least, or every 2 weeks to get that.
Now we do have Boat Guy here without his shirt, of course.
Hmm.
And that begs the question, where does Plucker's boneless wings fall on your list?
Ooh, well, okay, so we're gonna talk about restaurant
Those are not
chicken.
wings.
Wait, before we get there, I will say this. Let me say this about Golden Chick real quick.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is at everyone, but the Golden Chicks on my side of town,
Hmm.
if you go inside, you're at church. That's
thought
all
those
I'm
churches-
gonna say.
The suits? Got suits and stuff?
No. They have music
Hey,
videos playing.
Hey, what kind of Spider-Man
Inside
print is that in the
And
background?
whoa, easy. And
Yeah.
and
PS4 Spider-Man.
That's,
And,
we have where Boat Guy's going today.
you are definitely at a gospel church if you go inside a Golden Chick on my
Okay.
side of town. That is true. You come out feeling happy. I don't know about
I'll
the other
always
ones.
put
Ones over here,
Pluckers
yes.
above Buffalo Wild Wings. I like Pluckers a lot more than Buffalo.
Oh, Carlitos, our Michael Beltran expert reporter here. Let's see. Fried chicken chains tier list. 1 Golden Chick, 2 Williams, 3 Popeyes, 4 Churches, 5 KFC. I'd gladly eat any of them. Not listed because it's the most garbage. Chick-fil-A.
Whoa.
Oh.
I'll be honest. Churches is further up there for me now.
Did they move the
I don't know
library
why.
into the
Maybe it's 'cause
hospital
they're
today?
cheap. Hospital, lunchroom service, tires rotating.
We haven't heard from Tiger Lily. Is Tiger Lily there? Can we? Or is it,
No,
do we need
I'm
to
here.
resuscitate? Someone get the paddles. Clear.
They're like, they asked if we moved the library to a hospital. I know. You don't have to defend yourself.
It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you need your tires rotated
Another-
with a dash of COVID.
We should have a library edition.
Shut up,
Like one of the themes, like books.
God! I can't breathe.
Oh my god.
Lauren choking on a drumstick.
Nice. Oh my. Oh
Oh,
no.
you're getting a snort
Uh-oh.
laugh. Yes.
Uh-oh. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Clear.
Oh, clear.
I'm gonna have to go home for the rest of the day.
Oh no! It's still happening. Look at that. Wow.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Oh no, there she goes. Man.
Oh,
Wow.
everybody follow Tiger Lily 92 on Twitch.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks for joining.
That was amazing. Wow, that was what just happened. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah,
Alright, I
Shade Foodie dry Popeyes biscuits.
I got 4 minutes till Palmer gets here, so I got to take a real break too. Be right back.
Oh my god.
All right.
If
Breathe
Palmer
in,
was a shirtless
in,
video game
out.
character, which shirtless video game character would Palmer be? Everybody?
He would
Palmer,
be.
he's salt and pepper hair. The Witcher. He's
Witcher, yeah, that's
Yeah.
my first thought.
Hey, that's who Josh dressed up as on Friday. He looked awesome.
Oh yeah, he did. Look
I can't
awesome.
I can't pronounce his last name, but y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yes,
That Josh.
Sandifer.
Sander, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking Josh Withers.
Yeah, I recognized him across the room with his.
Wait,
mask
wasn't
on.
Josh Withers there? I swear I saw him.
Withers? No. Featherstone.
Okay, it was
yes.
someone that it was his twin. Someone looked just like him.
His brother? No, he wasn't.
Bill
there.
guy?
Gates. It was Bill Gates. Young
Those
Bill
Bill-
Gates.
Young Bill Gates Withers. Yeah. Jeez. Man.
Go ahead and get.
Oh, my stomach
easy one
hurts.
out of the way. Mike, you're gonna be Spider-Man.
What? No.
Mike's not good
Actually,
enough
you
to
know
be
what?
Spider-Man.
No.
Hold on. Where's Damien? Damien
Make
was
him Doc
Spider-Man in
Ock.
something.
What do you put me on a cigar and call it a day.
Where are we going?
Oh, we
Is
have
there-
that picture already, actually.
Are we just talking about
Yeah.
just making shirtless guys,
That's
but
already
not
happened.
a common theme?
That's
Oh,
a
man,
done
what
deal.
was that? There was a day where we had a Club Mike B exclusive. There we go. I believe it was this, right? Oh wait, no, wrong one. Sorry, my bad. It was this one. Oh wait, you're not. My bad. You're not the. You're not Sagat. Let me go ahead and put your head on there, like you said.
Can you put a dumb face on there?
No,
That
you
makes
can,
it accurate.
You cannot do that. No.
Where's the shit? Beltran. There you go, Mike B head.
I forgot what we were
That's
talking
terrible,
about
actually.
before that whole thing happened.
Well, we started on KFC scented logs, so
Oh,
you can
oh God, can we skip
yeah.
that? No?
You can get one of those for your house. So,
Lovely. I'll get right on that.
well, while Chris
As soon as
stepped
I get
away,
a Taco Bell one.
here's one for you guys. It looks like Wendy's is giving away free chicken sandwiches for the next 2 weeks.
They have chicken sandwiches?
2 weeks.
Yes, and they do have a chicken sandwich.
Well, I don't. Okay, new ranking. Wendy's.
Chicken sandwich.
Wendy's.
Fast food or
Wendy's chicken.
Wendy's chicken?
Bottom list.
Mike, this was supposed to be
mean-
shirtless day. You've taken
Yeah.
it too far, Mike.
No. It is shirtless day.
We see where your eyes are.
Not mine. I'm looking at my articles.
hold on.
here.
We see where
Periodicals.
your eyes are.
I guess I can change that.
Oh my God! See, there's a dumb face. There's a dumb face. It works out.
Oh, that's a handsome face.
Derpy face.
Not derp.
Derp.
Yeah, that's not the I'm gonna have to defend my boy Mike here. That's not the Mike B derp face. Although, contact me.
I know
have
which
a
one
long,
Yeah, I know.
long
I know
list
what
of files that you can use.
guys, I gotta get back to work. Later.
Jeez.
You don't want to see the magic that's about to happen here?
I really gotta go.
Alright.
I'll
All right,
lurk.
you'll,
I'll
you'll
lurk.
see. You'll see the
I will
magic
lurk.
later.
Have
Don't forget about me. I want to be a handsome shirtless
Jin.
guy too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bye.
God.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Perfect.
Wow.
I need that.
And oh my God. Yes.
Yes. Improve.
That looks terrible. It's terrible, but works. Hold on. Maybe the eyes need to be a little better.
We have a.
So I get here just in time for the chicken talk and assless chaps, huh?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
shirtless
hey.
day, so
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know, pants are just the shirt of the bottom half of a person.
Man.
Bottom pants. Bottom shirt.
well, welcome to the show, the most interesting arcade gamer, Jason Palmer.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, a little chilly, but that's why I'm keeping the whole shirt on there. Just
Oh,
I actually put on a sweater for the first time in 2 years.
Whoa.
2 years? Do you go
That's
to
right.
like South America for every?
No, I went through my closet and I found a really nice sweater. I thought I'd wear it today.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been my entertainment for the past couple of weeks is like an archaeological dig in the back of my closet, finding really cool stuff that I forgot about. It's like shopping, but it don't cost me anything.
You know, tier 3 fighting game character from Michael Beltran lore, Rose, wears a really nice sweater, if I recall
Check it
correctly,
out.
Mike. Believe you
Say it
wanted to
again?
take her out for a a nice trip to Mickey D's as well. Rose?
No.
Alpha 3?
Not
Yep.
Burger King?
Yeah.
No. Beltran takes all his dates to Red Lobster.
You've advanced past tier 3 if you're going to Red Lobster with Mike.
Oh man! Now see, yeah, because they got some good biscuits there.
They do.
Red Lobster. Oh my god.
That's what he used. That's what you used. What is it, Tetris? That you want some money, you had to leave because you had a date. You're going to Red Lobster.
That was.
That's been like 2 or 3 years.
That was.
Is that where you were going? Red Lobster?
That's where he's going.
No, I went to a concert.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you went to Red Lobster first.
Well, no, not that night. Not that night. Not that night.
That was
Man.
fun.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it was. Oh man.
Did
You wanted to go
buy
see
Red Lobster?
Shania Twain, didn't you?
No, it wasn't that.
Fourth
It
place
wasn't
was
Shania Twain.
so very salty. He had some online rants after that, too.
That's too bad.
Yep.
Get
Should have done better. Get good at Tetris.
good. It's fine.
I'm with you. You won that thing fair and square.
Yep,
Let's
sure
see.
did.
Well, third place.
Yeah, I won third fair and square,
Mm-hmm,
and then left.
Tiger, tiger,
mm-hmm.
tiger.
Technically, left never being defeated, so you know you're still in there.
Oh my god. What are we doing here?
I'm trying. We're doing the games of your life. I'm just trying to bring up my question list.
Oh, okay.
Different
Alright.
restarts, and there we go. Okay, so yeah, Jason's joining us for the games of your life segment. If you don't know, it's we've been doing this every Wednesday, with or without VGM Wednesday because Ian was on vacation, and it's good to see you back again. By the way, Ian.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna jump off here, get back to work, but I'll be listening.
All right, have fun.
See you, Mike.
So let's see. This is something that the Ticket's been doing. Our favorite radio station, of course, KTCK here in town. They've been doing it about music and the sort of music that defines you, and they'll do that on their morning show. I forget what day it is. Music sure will be appropriate for VGM Wednesday, but we're an arcade, so we kind of want to hear about the arcade games. Or if you can't do arcade games, I am absolutely cool with Henry coming on anytime. Come on in. But we're highlighting the games that make you, that define you, and it kind of helps us know a little bit about our favorite gamers. And certainly one of our favorite gamers is Jason Palmer, noted. I'm losing my mind. You cosplay as the world's most interesting man, and
Billy Mitchell.
Himself. Thank you, noted Billy Mitchell cosplayer, Jason Palmer.
I may have to dig that wig. I found that.
Man.
I found that wig in the closet, so Billy may make an appearance this weekend.
All right. Do you still have the VHS tape?
No, that ended up in somebody's pocket. I don't know where that went. I'll have to find something else to bring in.
I like the idea of you rotating your VHS tape too. That you're.
It was glitter. The first year was glitter, and it may have ended up in the giveaway for the Wheel of Fortune there. So it may still be at Richardson.
Like Glitter, the Mariah Carey movie?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That
that
was just a bottle of glitter. I was like, what?
Oh no, we had to have something that was detrimental to humanity, and it was that movie. So I had to get it out of my house. It was a problem.
So I guess a little background first. Jason, how long have you been playing arcade games?
You know, I couldn't remember, but I do remember going to like random stores that had Pong.
Mm-hmm.
And the little it was those mechanical games like the little crane games and things that were, but yeah, probably back since the early 70s or mid 70s. And then when Space Invaders came out, that's when everything came. They started putting Space Invaders in the 7-Elevens and things. So yeah, since I was so we're going on 40 some years now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, a true
Are you the
OG.
original J-Pong?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
No, there were so many clones and nobody could afford them.
Wait,
and
so you didn't have the real Pong?
Right. There was these fakes that were pretty much popping up everywhere. So the one I remember was a tabletop and had controllers on each side. And it was at a gym. Yeah, it was a weird. I need to go do some research to see which one that was. But it was a Pong game that was black and white, and but it had potentiometers for the controls, and that was it. It was, you sat face to face, and you I don't think you fought each other, but it kind of flipped like the other games do. So that's probably the first real video game I remember.
Gotcha.
And it was not at a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, well, you've been coming to Free Play Richardson since what, day one?
No, it was spring in 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. I started following the Free Play Facebook page with full intention to go down and check this place out, and I, just never got around to it because all the other arcades I'd gone to were garbage, and it really didn't seem like it was going to be my time to, go down and check out, see what this place is. And once I went, like, what the hell was I waiting on? So there was some other arcades I'd been to, even the ones back home that were, about as good as things that were hanging out at Walmart. So I really didn't make a priority to go.
Yeah.
And but yeah, once I got to Free Play and Corey beat my ass on Mr. Do, that was all right. I got to come here more often.
Yeah, I recall seeing you appear in the community group. That's really where I remember you first. That being said, as you've correctly pointed out, I remember an interaction with you where Ashley told me to go beat you at Mario Brothers. Yeah,
we had to figure that one out. Yeah, Ashley, you didn't think it was me, but it was.
I mean, I believe you.
So yeah, but I approached you. I remember you were playing a game, and I waited for you to finish. And like, are you Chris from the community group? Yeah. So I introduced myself to you, and that was kind of where I met you. But yeah, you were playing some game I didn't want to bother you. Wish I could remember what it was. It was probably Mr. Do.
I did. That was the game to play back then. Was Mr. Do? See if you could beat Corey's score. Yeah,
and if you tried, he'd just come out and set another score and go back into the back room and count money or whatever lawyers do.
That's devise the playlist for after 9 p.m.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get to this list. So we have been given the same survey to every single person who is on this Games of Your Life. And it always starts with the heavy stuff, with the bleak stuff, so we can work our way back around to the cool stuff. So, Jason Palmer, what is the game that you hate?
I had a tough one. It's tough for me to figure this one out. I couldn't get an individual game because if somebody went out of their way to make a game, even if it's bad, I'm going to dig it. It's if it's trash, it's going to be fun because it's trash.
Yeah.
So if somebody went to the effort,
my friend's game, and I try to feel that way.
So there's I couldn't pin down one individual game, but it was probably a broken game. If there's I'm not saying that it's a pinball or anything, games. But I went to an arcade, not a Free Play, and they had a couple of emulators around, and I went over to try to play it. And I said, hey, they got Mr. Do on this. Luckily, I found Mr. Do on a 40,000 and in one kind of machine. And
I went 14 pages down.
And I tried to play it, and I got Mr. Do, and I couldn't go up and down because they put this emulator in a Galaga. And the Galaga is like,
good Lord.
So I'm standing there thinking, I really was digging up Mr. Do here, and I can't do anything but go up and down and maybe throw the ball. So that really bothered me, and it wasn't worth my time to go address this with the with the store there. But
clearly they don't care.
Things like that, right? They just put a machine out to get attention, or maybe just had space, or maybe it was needed another front end to make it work right. But don't put something out that is not going to work, and then let people walk away. And that's what I'm sure Corey does everything in his power to keep that from happening. Because you have somebody go to Free Play, and they get on a Galaga joystick trying to play Mr. Do, they're going to walk out, and they're going to say, "This is garbage." Yeah. So that would be mine.
Or they're going to do like you did and not go to an arcade that they hear is good because you've seen the arcades in the
I know what they're like in this day and age.
junk. Yeah, and
Right. This day and age, arcades, well, back then, any arcade I'd go to, any machine I'd go to was cigarette burns and wasn't working right, or it ate quarters. You just it was not what I remembered as an arcade.
mhm.
So, but yeah, I'm not going to pin it down to any individual game, but it's just definitely if I go to play a pinball game and it's hung up, or there's something that about it. Now, pinball is a little bit different in that there's a lot to go wrong, and I'll give credit to Tommy and to Andrew that anytime there's a problem, they'll come up to me and have me go check it.
Mhm.
So there was a problem with Monster Bash last week, and Tommy was already done. It was late in the day, so I just wrote a note. He came in. He knew it was me that made the note, and he asked me, "What did you see?" So we had a little conversation about it. And he said, "Oh yeah, the little rollover got stuck," and he fixed it. It's fine. So yeah, I appreciate that they're going to fix things, but there's other places that you go to that, oh yeah, the guy comes in on Mondays and fixes all the machines. Well, they ain't doing me any good right now.
and that's above the curve if they'd come in once a week at a non-free play establishment. Like,
right. So
most of them are just like, yeah, it'll come. They'll come fix it. No, they won't come fix it at all. We'll just replace it with another game at some point in a year.
Yeah.
See you in a year.
Yeah, there's a Xeon in McKinney at a laundromat. I bet somebody shows up there to pick quarters out of it maybe once a year. It's just not, it's not a priority for that. I don't even know if the operator still knows it's out there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a inspired choice for arcade game that you hate. How about arcade game you think is overrated?
Now, I had to think about this, and there's a lot of games out there that are good, and every one of them's got, like, even a bad game has its merits. But the games, and this is going to go back to my old school, playing Pong. It takes 30 seconds to do it. Any game it takes 2 or 3 months to play just wears me out. And Paradise City, the Burnout series, I love those. But Paradise City changed the way that you play the game. It went into like a story mode nearly. So you have to go and hunt out all these different events. And I just want to go click go. I don't want to have to go and try to figure out what intersection I have to be at to start this battle. And so I tried Skyrim, I tried Red Dead, I tried, what was another one? It was, but yeah, Paradise City was probably the best comparison to the franchise that went from something I really enjoyed, I could pick up and go and race for about 5 minutes, to now I got to put on my pants, I got to drive around, got to see. So the long games are really, and that probably goes back to me just being old.
Roots.
I don't have the time for it.
I think it's your arcade roots, to be honest with you. Like, that's the way you grew up experiencing games, 90 seconds at a time, or maybe 5 minutes if you're really good, or maybe you get to spend a night watching Billy Mitchell playing Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and I do like that. That's fun.
You're really, really good, but like...
it's the games that just take... that are... And I know what the entertainment business is now. It's movies, and then you have video games. The video games are encroaching into that, and they have to put in more and more content for you to... And then you have the DLC. You've got stuff that just adds on to it that makes it even longer.
Yeah.
And like I said, I played Skyrim. I walked around and looked around and took it back to GameStop and got Red Dead Redemption, or I got the one with zombies. And I walked around.
You tried The Witcher 3?
No, I have. I just don't. I don't get into the games. It's for me to make that investment. For me, the Red Dead I got was like $3 or something at Fry's. So I'm not going to spend whatever games are now, $40, $60, and if I don't like it, and then it just sits there. And I hate not finishing a game. If I start a game, I think the last one I played that I got really into was Duke Nukem. Was the Duke Nukem Forever, and
Nice.
I'll even go into I'll even try to finish it. There's only a few games that I've not gone through on PlayStation. I've not gone to the end. I'll cheat. I'll pick up somebody else's game save. I'll do whatever it takes to get to the end. But Duke Nukem, there was a thing in an arena, and you had to shoot this queen, and like this is boring. I can't finish this up.
Yeah.
And so I just had to quit. But again, I only paid like $4 for it at Fry's. I got $4 entertainment out of it. And that's kind of the way I look at things now.
Yeah, that's the ultimate development hell story, Duke Nukem Forever.
Well-
I heard them recording the voices when we were doing our parties like 10 years before it was released at UTD. It's like, oh, Duke Nukem's over there again.
Well, I think that was the reason I bought it was, well, I got to get this. This is such part of gaming lore.
Right, it's been 10 years in the making. It must be good.
And so I've got this thing now that, it goes over the top, even for me, with some of the stuff that's in that game. But still, it was fun to play until it got to where it wasn't, and then I had other things to do.
Well, let me give you a heartfelt recommendation to you, knowing you. I do think, even though you don't like long games, I think you would like The Witcher 3.
All right.
You're going to be Geralt before the end of the night, and I also think like. Now, I wouldn't take this lightly. I wouldn't take a recommendation like this to you, Jason, lightly. I really do think that if you put that thing in and gave it about 5 minutes, just the opening cinematic, the opening little sequence, I think you're probably in for what is essentially a series. It's like a season of a fantasy show. In fact, they made it into a fantasy show on Netflix.
Okay.
like they literally made it into one, and that was awesome too. So
but there's stuff out there, and again, it goes to it's same thing like going to an arcade.
Mm-hmm.
Is this one going to be great or not? Is this game going to be good?
You don't know when to make the investment. Yeah.
Right. So I have to take a recommendation of other people that have played it, and that's kind of how like the Burnout series. Or some of these other racing games that I got that I just wasn't going to invest in. Hey, these are good, so I'd go and find them, maybe on sale or something.
Well, let's see if we can bounce to the stuff that you actually like. What's an arcade game that you think is underappreciated?
Now, I had a couple of lists here, but it turned out that it goes back again to the 80s, and I think that. Even though everybody knows about Atari 2600, but the two-player games, even though there's no artificial intelligence, you could play, if you have a buddy, and you can play tanks on combat, or jets, those get really fun. There's a lot of just real simple games that are player versus player that I remember as a kid playing for days, and they were like 2K worth of data. And as I think that, and going back to the Commodore days, the basic graphics were, but the gameplay made up for the basic graphics. There's a lot of Commodore games that I really enjoyed. One of the better ones I played was on the VIC-20. I saved my nickels, went out and bought war games for the VIC-20, and
you made a game out of that.
Yeah. I need to find it. It's
play Thermo. Global nuclear war or what?
You do, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, look it up on YouTube. It's really involved for something that is, the VIC-20. I think it only had 8K or not even 8K. It was on the cartridge. It had more data on it than the. That's why it's on cartridge. You couldn't load it up. So, yeah, that was a lot of those. You had to use your imagination, but the gameplay was a lot of fun. There was no ending to thermonuclear war. It was. You just kept playing until it got faster to where you couldn't put the puzzle pieces together, and then you played tic-tac-toe or something. Mm-hmm. But it's that, and then text games, the Zork,
the Roberta Williams first stuff.
And so there's a documentary out. A guy named Jason Scott put together a documentary called Get Lamp, and I bought it just on a whim. And it's really interesting. He goes through and he talks with some of the developers from back in the day, and talks about text games. Text games don't even try to get a text game for a PlayStation 4. You're not going to get one. You're going to play it on your phone or something.
Yeah. There's an homage to text-based adventures in the first episode of the Sam and Max reboot, and even this game is old by today's standards. It was one of the games that put Telltale Games on the map. PS2 era, I want to say, maybe PS3. It was one of the early downloadable games, like Xbox 360.
But yeah, the text
You'll be
games.
surprised also, by the way. There's a lot of them out. Spiffy Steph, like she ends up playing a lot of those. Like there's one where you're like a bartender. A lot of story-based games where you're pretty much like a detective. There's a lot of those coming out recently, actually.
Yeah, and all those like have to pay like they have a direct lineage to the text-based adventures that Palmer's talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the point and click is the King's Quest, some of those. But yeah, even things like Bard's Tale, where you're kind of navigating. You have more information that is numbers than you have graphics in front of you. So, but yeah, going back to a DOS screen and typing in "get lamp," what do you do next? Look in mailbox, and you get a key, and you're facing north. What do you do next? And that took a lot of a lot of creativity on the player side to immerse yourself, and there was a lot of them. Infocom was the company that was really just sending them out. But yeah, they a lot of those were easy to download. We'll get into some of that in one of my other questions here about how I was introduced to some of those.
Is it Flight of the Navigator that starts out with a text adventure? I know there was an early 80s movie where he's fighting some sort of ice monster in a text adventure.
I'd have to check it.
Big. Oh, Nigel's Neverland's got it. It's Big.
Okay.
Yeah, starts with a text adventure. So that's the game genre really that you think is underappreciated.
Yeah.
What's the game that you love?
I'd totally forgotten about this question until earlier today. I was going back. I'd worked on this all weekend. I appreciate you giving me the chance. It gave me something to do all weekend. It was cold and rainy, and I got to do some homework. But I'd missed this question because I'm going to come back to it after I'd already finished the rest of them. And it was going to be tough. But it goes back to the simple games that are easy to pick up and that get hard once you kind of master a little bit. And I watched Brett Weiss. He's an author. I think he lives in Fort Worth. He's been to free. I've seen him at Free Play. He's got a YouTube channel. Yeah, he's an old school Nintendo kind of guy. He's got several books published. He's well documented about how much. But he's from here, and he's another one of these guys that. How did you ever not know about this guy? He lives right here. He was talking about the Wizard of Oz or the Land of Oz at Northeast Mall Arcade. So he was talking about that today, and he did a top 10 dot eating puzzle games that he had. And he kind of narrowed it down to that. Yeah.
Maze
and
games? Is that what we're
correct? Yeah, and he had spoiler alert, Ladybug was his favorite game. Now, yeah, that's pretty good. But he had games like Ms. Pac,
now, I believe.
And so there's all these other maze games, but he left off Nibbler. Nibbler is if not Pac-Man, the best dot eating game because you're fighting yourself. You're not. It gets faster. You have to. The only difference is you have to learn the pattern. Once you learn the pattern, you're done. But I've not gotten that far yet. So, but the games that are simple to learn, that you get killed, and you learn something from it, you just keep on trucking. Nibbler is one of those games. It's the same as any other 8-bit, 16-bit game that'd be out on the floor now. So that'd be the ones I love. The ones that are easy for me.
Intuitive.
Right.
It's play it in a hurry.
And it's that's the opposite of something like Super Turbo or Pinball, where there's a rule set. There's things that you need to learn patterns. You need to learn combinations, and so I'm trying to weed myself away from the simple stuff and actually learn pinball. And that's another thing coming up that we're going to discuss. So that's it'd be hard for me to pin down one that I just absolutely love. And if I had to have one in my house, I don't know. I thought about that. What game would I have in my house? It could be a fast Ms. Pac.
That's the answer for me all day.
Yeah, I
know. What is the arcade game you can play over and over again?
Yeah, that was some more heavy duty brain work for me. There's only a couple of reasons that you'd play games over and over again, and one is to get better at it, get a better score, and beat somebody that's already got a better score than you.
Mike.
And then there's a game that I may not be the best at, but I like to play it because of the atmosphere. the music, and that'd be something like Tron. Tron is a great game to play. The music's great, the atmosphere of it. And I'm sorry I didn't get to play the full set down Tron when it was out on the floor when it was out a couple of years ago there at Free Play. But there's some of them that are kind of both. They get the better score. Zookeeper is one every time I go to Free Play. If there's a Zookeeper there, I'm playing it until I get at least 500,000. I try. It gets fast, quick. I can knock it out. Sometimes I can get a good score and I get frustrated and walk off. But I'm always playing Zookeeper. Hydro Thunder is another one because it's fun to play and it's got great music. And the one there,
it's got a lot of different levels, so there's a lot of meat there for you to keep coming back and just mastering the next course or the next course.
Right. And I just recently reset a fast lap on Thunder Park, just randomly because I was able to pick up. I did a different sequence of picking up the turbos, and that helped me get a better score, better time. So that. I probably hadn't had posted up a new score on that thing in over a year, maybe a year and a half. So going back to play it, and then you feeling that sense of accomplishment. And then again, like playing the Iron Maiden machine, I'll just stand there and just listen to it, and I'll play it. And I've got a goal of 400 million because I get right up there, and I get the multi-balls going, and I'm about to pass out because of all the excitement. And I lose it, I'll get 300 million on one ball, and then I'll play the next two, and it's just drain. And I know I can string together at least two 200s, and so that's another reason I keep going back. If I was going to get a pinball machine, it'd probably be a Maiden machine.
Oh, I would hope it would be that one.
Yeah,
it's a great machine. At this point, I think it's approaching all-time classic level in its game design, and you certainly love the IP, so.
Well, and another one that I played that I like that I was there at Arlington on Sunday was the Monster Bash.
That's a good game too. Yeah.
And I played it plenty of times before, but I didn't understand what the rules were. But it's pretty simple once I figured it out because I had it on my phone. And I just sat, over COVID, nobody was doing anything. So I had the Williams pinball set. I was playing Monster Bash. I figured out, you hit Frankenstein a couple of times. The monster opens up, and then you get the multi-ball, and then you gargle, you get ready for your little wedding, and then you go and you loop around and get the mummy all upset, and it's great. And then I found out how you can stack things up. You can get a couple of those the bonuses, and once you get the multi-ball, you're just going crazy. So I played it at the arcade back in Tennessee, and I got to the Monster Bash, and I couldn't believe it. And I was hoping that somebody would come and tell me what to do, because I've never gotten that far. So again, Monster Bash, Attack, those are games that are classics that anytime I go in and there's one around, I'm going to play it. I really enjoy those.
Monster Bash, Iron Maiden. I think you might like the rock-themed pinballs.
There was a wrestling game at an arcade back home, WWE, and it had a ring up towards the top.
Yeah.
And the ropes, you could control the ropes, and you can kind of bounce them around like you're slinging each other off the ropes. But yeah, I played it. It had John Cena was the big dude on it.
Someone quote that.
Mike's favorite wrestler.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've never seen the guy with his shirt on. So,
well, that's because he tore it off and threw it at Mike B. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a commercial with this guy selling grocery bags or trash bags, and he's. Sure.
Oh yeah, hefty.
That's how you know you're mainstream now, man. You're selling hefty bags.
Right next to Mr. Clean.
Yep.
Well, hello, Keaton. You can join the show. All right, Jason Palmer, what is the arcade game that made you fall in love with arcades?
That was another one. I couldn't pin one down exactly, but I'll give you my experience for being a kid back in the 80s was that I don't remember the first time I ever walked into the arcade, especially the one that was at the mall. It was called Goldmine, and it was just this really dark place that had the fake flickering lights up on the little poles. They tried to make it look like a mine, and it looked cute. It had the rock wall as you walked in, and had the, I don't know if it was a national chain or if it was just something in the region, but I would go there. My mom, dad, somebody would take me and just drop me off at the mall on a Friday night, especially over, after football on Friday nights. There's nothing else to do. And so I'd go to the mall, and there'd be this really cool game. I'd go up and play it. It'd be something like Galaga, or let's see. I actually went through a list of the games I remember playing for the first time, and it got to be pretty long. Like Cubert. Mm-hmm. The first time I fell off the edge on Cubert, it startled me.
Oh yeah, the clack at the bottom.
Yeah. I thought, what the hell?
Yeah, you broke it.
Commando, Gyrus. Mm-hmm. I remember playing all these Star Castle, Firefox. That was a good one. I don't know if that will ever show up in an arcade again. It was the based on the movie, yes, and it had the laser movie, player, right? In it. That's right. It was a great movie. Soviet, Cold War stuff is great. Mm-hmm. Return of the Jedi. They actually had that one at the Arlington. Yes. Time Pilot. I remember seeing Time Pilot for the first time, just being blown away for how smooth and how fast it was. Mm-hmm. Thayer's Quest. The arcade back home had that machine, and I think it was maybe in a refit of Dragon Slayer, because he used a laser disc. And then Mach 3, where you could pick bomber run or you could be a fighter. So it was that kind of stuff. Every week I would walk into the arcade to be something new, and it was brand new wood. It smelled like a furniture store.
Wow!
Because all this was brand new stuff, and it would be packed, and there'd be a line. They put TVs on top of the machine so you could stand back and watch the gameplay. Mm-hmm. It was packed, and it was just those people. I had no idea who they were. We played games. We had a good time, and it made me want to come back to the arcade again and again. And again, it was not one machine that I really felt like I needed to come back and play every time. It was, I want to see what's next. I want to see what's new. Because Paperboy was another one. The graphics on that were fantastic. It was just one week after the next, I'd go in and they'd have a new machine. And I knew the guy that was kind of like the coin op guy. And I'd go and talk to him, and he wouldn't tell me what was coming up next because he didn't know. So, but yeah, I loved going to the arcade. I loved seeing the new games, just and playing the new game to see what special came up next. That was always, and for a kid that really didn't have that kind of stuff at the house, the Atari, you could play Space Invaders and Pac-Man till you're blue in the face. There's nothing new that happens. You don't see a new screen. Mm-hmm. But these new games, it's a laser disc. Holy cow, that looks like real.
It still does, man. Dragon Slayer still looks amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I saw just something aside. There's a Dragon's Lair mini game that uses the Daphne machine, mm-hmm. Metal Jesus did a review of it, and he said he really liked it. So there's a little, I think it's a 12-inch machine that has a really nice screen on it, and it has HDMI out, and put it on your TV. So they're putting Daphne in little things you can take, put in your pocket and go to the park.
Nice.
Imagine that. Going and you see this video game at like 12, 13 years old, and it looks like a movie. And then you say, 30 years later, you'd be able to, put it in your car and play it while you're waiting on your, latte to come up.
Oh, yeah. Or get the Blu-ray,
Imagine that.
And it looks better than even the game did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you move on real quick.
Yes.
Sorry. Palmer, can I steal a picture from your Facebook? Do I have permission for that?
Sure. Just make me look pretty.
You're going to be Geralt. Oh, okay. You're going to be a little scarred up, but he has a beard. Salt and peppered.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Geralt of Rivia may be the most well-laid video game character of all time.
Well,
he scores about
probably
15 times.
I mean, actually, hold on. Is Leisure Suit Larry?
Leisure Suit Larry does not do as well as his.
No, Leisure Suit Larry. That's part of his.
He normally
gimmick.
Loses in the end.
Yeah.
He's got the wrong thing on the mind, basically, and it doesn't ever work out for him. Meanwhile, Geralt, he's doing quite well for himself. Like I said, Palmer, you give it about 5 minutes, and I think he's your guy.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
But yeah, you talking about what made you fall in love with arcades and how they were when you fell in love with them. Like, I remember losing them for decades. Like, even you describing it makes me want to like relive those moments where I was in the arcade in Pierre Bossier Mall, and I saw 5 different versions, or not that different versions, just like 5 Galagas lined up,
Yeah.
and everybody going to town on them. Like, and that was why I went to the malls on Black Friday, because it would just be packed in the arcade, and they'd all be there playing games, and it would just be glorious.
Yeah, and that's something that's lost on my son. He's 19 now, but he never experienced going to the mall and having to deal with talking to people. Hey, my next game, or you want to fight? Just things like that. He's always been on PlayStation or Xbox, and and hopefully we get back to this. It was last year before, big event going on at Free Play. I don't think it was a special, anything special in particular. It was just the place was packed, and I told him this was what the arcade was like when I was a kid your age, and it was shoulder to shoulder, 3 people deep on every machine, on every pinball, and the music was loud, it was hot, it was great, and there was so many people there that had the same. And, for the most part, everybody's just there to have a good time. But there were people that were trying to do better, and you could help each other. And I even go back to try to remember, how did I know how to get through the first 2 levels of Tron? It was because I had to stand there and watch somebody that knew how to play it. Because there was no guides or anything. I mean, you could probably get a magazine. But to show my son that, imagine this every Friday, Saturday night between Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is what the arcade was like when I grew up. Yeah. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was amazing, and yes, I do believe I felt that feeling again at Free Play. Like they did a good job of bringing it back.
Yeah, and even going back to what brings me back is there for a while before the Free Play expansion, Corey was setting some stuff up every week, so there'd be a new machine to go back and play. I actually went out on my way to go back and play Popeye at Richardson. But now with expansion that was going on, machines were being allocated to the other locations. And so we'll see what Corey's been promising. He's been putting some new machines up that are fantastic. To see another Monster Bash. I thought that was the same Monster Bash. He has 2 Monster Bashes, one in Arlington and one in Richardson. So, to show up and see something cool they haven't played in a long time, let's give it a shot. So that's part of the fun back in the day. And hopefully we get back to some of that. The new machines that you hadn't seen in a long time, and people you haven't seen in a while, and just a shit ton of people that are partying. That's just, I miss that. That's great.
Yeah, I think we all do. So what is the arcade game that changed your life, Jason?
All right. I hate to pick one out, but I think as a kid, it was the 2600 just made me, I had to get new carts. And there was, they weren't just making them out of thin air. So I had to do things around the house, get a little money, and then go ask my mom, take me to the Toys R Us, or I can't remember what store.
What toys were Service Merchandise. That's
where that was where I got
Service Merchandise.
That was some of the places I'd go pick up the Commodore games because they had those. But that got me understanding that I really had to. I get them for birthdays and Christmas and things, but for me, if I wanted to go get a game that I wanted, I had to do something about it. So I had to learn how to manage my money, and that started me on the realm of capitalism, I think. But the big one that really probably changed how I lived and actually went into my career was with the Commodore, and I did some programming on it, and it was basic, and it was kind of fun. But it was easier to go onto the BBSs and just download bootleg games. And that had me learning how to use a modem, connecting up to other Commodores, other PCs, downloading the games. And that was a chore in itself. It just wasn't like drag and click. It was a whole process. And then had to unzip them. There was an unzip protocol that you had to learn, and there was 4 or 5 different ones of those that you had to figure out. So for me to learn the technical end of things as a 14, 15-year-old to get these bootleg games is pretty. That was my inspiration to get it all to learn it was there's a bunch of free games out there, and if I don't, then I'm not going to get to explore them. So, and I even set up a BBS. I had buddies that had BBSs that would run, and it made everybody's parents mad because you would set up a BBS from like midnight to noon the next day or something,
You dialed up for 12
you dial it
hours.
up at yeah. Or my buddy Nigel had BBS. He'd set it up at like 10 o'clock at night. But we'd start calling at 9 o'clock, and the phone would ring because he didn't have it set up yet.
Oh,
And the phone rang just like it would if it was anybody else. So
You get the alien on the other end.
yeah, the screaming. But that really impacted my understanding of technology.
That's wild because you're giving a familiar answer to me, but you're giving it to me like basically a generation before. Your answer is basically the early '80s version of indie games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the BBSs that you can download, and you have to figure out how to make them work, and they're bootlegs. I mean, that's the indie game scene, really.
Yeah, and that's the reason that Bill Gates put solitaire in Windows, is so that people could learn how to navigate. And they're not going to pick it up by doing an Excel sheet. They're not going to learn how to use Windows they're going to play cards when they're bored. And that was the premise of throwing those little games in, for people to learn how to point and click. And once they get comfortable with it, then they could use the interface. But yeah, it was that was a whole scene for me back when I was a teenager. How I walked around with a box of 5 1/4 discs in high school, because we would go because the school had a bunch of Commodores, and during lunch, as soon as the librarian left, we'd start doing bootleg copies of all the stuff that we downloaded the night before.
Nice. That's fantastic.
that's
Now, we
crazy,
never-
'cause that was my high school too, but with like Quake, like
Yeah.
not Commodore. Yeah, it was totally Quake 1 for me and my friends.
Yeah,
And
we
that's how I
were
started doing
passing
parties.
NES emulators.
Wow.
So yeah, it's once there's that inspiration to go and I don't know what else was out there on BBSs. I'm sure there was other little things, file copiers. There was really applications that were really I didn't care about, but to learn how to use the interface. I can't remember the Telnet. No, there was different.
Telnet,
There was different kinds of software that you could use that would help you interact with the other BBSs better. And it was just the interface. And one of the things you could do on this one in particular was you had a car. You could make your own little icon. And I made myself a little Volkswagen Cabriolet. And so every time, because the data was not fast enough, you'd see the data coming across the screen. So it would make my little Cabriolet would leave the text I needed to read. Just little dorky things like that made it fun.
My goodness.
So
That seems odd to me, but then I remember doing similar things to my TI 82 graphing calculator. So yeah.
Did you play Doom on it?
No, I didn't put Doom on it. I
Right.
made my own trivia game. I made a version of Nibbler. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you
then-
could download like basic Tetris, things like that.
And I think the last one that's kind of more in realm with what Ian was talking about was Doom. That was about the time I got a PC, was when Doom was available. I didn't get into the Wolfenstein, but I downloaded Doom through a BBS. It was the shareware version. And I told a couple of buddies of mine at school, and this is college at this point, and we figured out how to get it on the SGI machines. There was a Doom for Silicon Graphics. And we would play Doom all the time. And then we got in trouble because we were doing all kinds of stuff. But that was part of it, was figuring out how to connect up with other machines and learning basic networking. And so that was another reason to that things that changed me was, they got me into working in the lab with these $50,000 machines, and just trying to make things work, just hacking it. And there was some documentation, there was some things that we could probably find, but for the most part, we just really messing things up. But we never shut down the network. We never got that far. Now, I know that Doom was banned on a bunch of campuses because it was eating up all their bandwidth.
Game's just too good. That's all there is to it.
No, it's. I still go back and watch the guys doing the
Speed runs.
the speed runs.
Yeah. Very
And
nice.
there's a couple of guys that do how speed runs have gotten better through the years. I can't remember the guy's name, but they'll say, "Oh, it took them 30 seconds back in '97," and 2 years later, somebody got down to 29, and then they figured out a new way to get around this corner, and they learned how to run against the wall, and got down to like 12 seconds on something that 15 years ago, 20 years ago was 30 seconds. And I watch that. It's fascinating to me about that
Yeah,
stuff.
same. It's also fascinating to me. Yeah, DL said they used to hex edit SNES games to get them on the floppy disks, which
Yeah.
I haven't thought about the memory limitations of a floppy disk in a long time.
Can I mention before you move on how much this works, this picture? Like, it barely had to do any real edits.
It's going on Tinder, my friend.
That's because Palmer and Geralt
do
of
it.
Rivia are basically the same person if you think about it.
But it's the same angle, almost the same lighting. Perfect.
Yeah, if I suck in my belly, and it's essentially the same. I put on some baby oil,
mean-
suck in my gut.
I've never seen you shirt off. I assume that's how you look.
Exactly.
Maybe a few less battle scars, but
I got this. I did have a hernia operation when I was a kid, so.
It's
So,
from a bear.
Palmer of Rivia, what is the arcade game that surprised you?
Now, you're going to enjoy this, Chris. Super Turbo. I had no idea that whole fighting scene would have brought people from Japan and from Los Angeles to Dallas, to Arlington. I just had no idea that was a big, the fighting scene was that big anywhere. I knew that Mortal Kombat, and I kind of lost. The arcades are starting to go downhill when Mortal Kombat came out, and I missed the Super Turbo. But yeah, the width and breadth of all the gamers that are really still into this game 25 years later amazes me. And you got tournaments still that are paying out $5,000 here and there. But yeah, I would have never imagined another one of those things. I never would imagine that something that was really kind of basic that's pretty deep. I mean, on the top, it just looks like a regular fighting game. But once you get into it, and I see master's thesis on how to fight different combos and how different. So it really blows me away that, and I just thought it was, hit A and B and push up, and you got a fatality. I didn't know any better.
Yeah, it does a good job of putting the depth off screen. Like, if one of my problems with the modern Street Fighters, like Street Fighter V, is there's like 5 bars and stuff. I feel like I'm playing a real-time strategy game after a while. But yeah, it is simple to look at. If you have no idea what's going on, you're like, oh, well, she's mashing the buttons over there, and he's mashing the buttons over there, and one of them wins. It's kind of random.
Right, and it goes by so fast, and it's for Boat Guy and for anybody else that does any commentary on that. It's just going so fast. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah,
and they're knocking off. It's almost like a guy broadcasting baseball. Well, there was a slider. How the hell did you know that, man? It all looks the same to me.
Right.
The fastball curve, but then you got people that could watch it and understand what's going on in the game. That's one, and understand what the defenses are and be able to take that all in and then bark it back out pretty quick in real time so that you're still in pace with the game. That amazes me too.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with some of that.
Yeah, you're not alone. Jeremy Wither's ability to track the game and commentate it at the same time is stunning. I can barely track the game when I'm playing it.
So yeah, Super Turbo would be the one game that has really surprised me. Take away technology, but it's really just a community that has been what amazes me. That still, after all this time, is still a game that you can go to Japan, get somebody, put them on a plane, and bring them over here, and have a tournament. It's worldwide.
Yeah. Well, fine answer there. But moving on, what is the arcade game that is your guilty pleasure?
Yeah, I figured this one out. On the PC, I got a free game called Bejeweled 3.
Familiar.
Yeah, and it's just making combos with jewels, and it's got different ways to play it you can do. But I went back and I hadn't played it in a while because now that I've got a phone, my other guilty pleasure would be something like the tower defense games and the games where you just shoot things until they blow apart. But I went back and got the Bejeweled loaded back up, and it says I've been playing it for over 3 days straight. That's and it's just the hours logged in.
That game's hypnotic with the music.
And the graphics on it are so great. It looks fantastic. The audio in it's really good. But yeah, it just drew me in, and I didn't realize I could sit there and play it for an hour. I'm waiting for my SpaghettiOs to cool off, and hell, it's been an hour. So yeah, that's the one that I will admit to. But yeah, but the other games like the PopGap games like Plants vs. Zombies.
Yes.
There was another one that I still have my phone.
Zumba? You play that one?
There's one of them like that where you shoot jewels at things. Bookworm is another one that was
How about
on.
Peggle?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But I still have an iPhone 5 that I keep charged up because I use it as an alarm clock. But the PopCap quit updating it, so if you update your operating system, you can't play it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a phone over here that I've archived a bunch of old PopCap games that if I update the operating system, they don't work anymore. So I've just kind of use those for other things as cameras or whatnot. But it's those little games that are just mindless.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours I played with that because phone's in your hand and I'm waiting for something at work and I just let's knock out a couple of these words here. But yeah, the PopCap games, just the way that they're presented with the audio that they have with them, the gameplay. So yeah, it's those games like that aren't going to make me a genius in any stretch.
Well, Bookworm.
But they're fun.
That makes you smart, right?
Yeah, if you know what words if you get 3-letter words, it puts in a tile that if it gets to the bottom, it burns you up. That's its mechanism. So you have to get 4-letter words, and you can guess at 4-letter words. I've got a few that I never knew were words.
Well, if you need help with 4-letter words, Carlitos from Texas is in the chat right now.
They will not accept those.
Oh.
I have tried.
Oh. My bad. All
but right. I know what we would... the X-rated bookworm. R-rated, strong R.
What is the arcade game that you should have played by now?
I don't know. Every game that I see, I've played.
Mm-hmm.
I go in. If there's a game out there that I've not had my hands on, I can't say I've really should have played it. But I took it back to games that were real popular, and I think the two that I thought of that everybody's going to groan about is I've never played Pokemon.
Okay.
In any capacity,
mm-hmm.
and I've never played Halo. Those two games are probably the most popular in the world, and I've never put a hand on a controller for them.
Have you ever played Half-Life, the original Half-Life?
No.
No?
No, there's a lot of games. I know Half-Life's popular, but those were the two that I thought were really Pokemon. I went to go a Pokemon movie, and I thought I was going to have to kill myself.
You didn't like
my nephew
Pokemon?
No, it was the one back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the cartoon. Yeah, my nephew at the time, I think he was like 12 or 11. And so me and, as before I was married, so me and Andrew's mom went to go take Josh because we were going to be nice. And it was a flashing lights and it was the screaming and it was just oh my God. Mm-hmm. So that's probably one of the reasons I'm really just put off by Pokemon was that movie. And I wasn't drinking at all. I could probably suffer through it if I had like 4 shots of Jaeger.
The game is a way different experience. I don't know if you have a background in any kind of like Japanese role playing games.
Yeah, I'm aware of. But yeah, Pokemon was huge. Mm-hmm. The kids that were probably your age that were now in their 30s were playing this game, and they would knock each other down to try to get the next card. And I never saw the same thing. Why does Jason like Atari 2600 games? And they're like, what the hell? There's nothing going on there. So it's difference of how you grew up and what you had in your hand when you wanted to play. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, Halo was the other one. There's other games that are probably Xbox, the Forza series. I've never really gotten into it. Andrew's got them.
Whoa. I didn't expect to hear that from you.
Well, at a time, it was either you were Gran Turismo or you're Forza.
Okay, you were just a console loyalist back then.
Well, yeah, and then you got to consider, loyalties. I bought a PlayStation. I bought a PlayStation 1 for Gran Turismo. I went to Target and bought a Gran Turismo and a PlayStation back in 97, 98.
So what you're saying is you can quote all the lyrics from Garbage Heaven is Wide.
I've got them on CD. I do. I've got them. They sold them as separate audio discs, and they had another CD that was songs that were inspired by Gran Turismo, and I got that CD too.
Nice. I think I've had that CD also.
Well, and another thing is, now you're getting some really inside baseball about Jason. I had an Audi Turbo, a little A4 that I'd bought back when I first hired in at Texas Instruments. And it needed to be traded in. It was wore out. The turbo was messed up. And so I was married at the time, I told Andrew's mom, I'm going to go see if they've got this car, Subaru. I want to get another full drive. I really like them. I want to get a manual. And so I got a phone call, just random, from the salesperson that I'd been talking with up in Plano. It's a Kia place now, but it used to be a Subaru. He said, hey, we got this Legacy wagon manual coming in on a trailer. Come up here now and take a look at it. If you want it, we'll put it aside for you. Like, all right, great. I go up there. I took care of business. I get up there, and the guy said, oh, yeah, that car was allocated to somebody else that had ordered it. I said, oh, man, really? I'd really like to have a Legacy. And Legacy is the size of an Accord. It's kind of that kind of boring-looking thing, but it had a nice engine and his manual and a wagon. Little, dad-mobile. Well, in the showroom, they had an Impreza RS 2.5 sedan. That doesn't look like it's crazy. Like, it's a rally car.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think it was, Sega Rally at the arcade.
And what the reason I got it was because it was in Gran Turismo. Mm-hmm. And at that time, you really couldn't get the WRX, you couldn't get the Evo Mitsubishi, you couldn't get any of those. But that was the reason those cars came over, was because of Gran Turismo. So I get this car, and the remote, I stick everything out of the Audi, I threw it in the back seat. So I'm driving back to the house, I get home. I have to come through the front door because I can't get through the garage. And there's Andrew's mom, and she said, oh, yeah, what'd you get? She thought I got some kind of Legacy-looking thing. Something looked like an Accord. Mm-hmm. I hit the button for the garage door. It goes up, and you see these huge fog lights and scoops and vents. And she said, oh, my God, you bought a Transformer. She hated that car. It was so in your face. But the reason I liked it, it was a fun car to drive. It was fantastic. But I would not known about it.
The most fun cars to drive is being a rally
car.
But
we're not married anymore, so you make what you will. But that car lasted a couple of months, and then I decided to get a Mustang before Andrew was born, and then of course make the 4-door sedan go away and get a little 2-door V8 rear drive. Then that's again, she just wanted that car out of the house. This was much better, the Mustang.
Let's see. So, arcade game that you should have played by now that was officially... What was it? What was the answer?
The Halo and Pokemon. Some of the other games that yeah. All right. Anything so Xbox.
On to the last question of our survey. Right. What is the greatest game to play live in an arcade? The game that you have to go to the arcade for?
All right. So, I had to break this down. Mm-hmm. And some of the reasons that you have to go to the arcade to play is your buddies are there. Mm-hmm. And there's some games that you probably play online, but the fighting games, the puzzle games, things like that are when you're watching on a big screen and you're there and you're having a big party, and somebody gets down to the last micro pixel and then comes back to win. That kind of thing is the reason you go to the arcade.
Yeah.
The other is, the controls. And there's plenty of games that you can emulate at the house, but games like Tron, Tempest, Hydro Thunder. I've never been able to play Hydro Thunder on anything but the arcade machine. And I've got it on emulators. I've got it on PlayStation. I had it on Dreamcast. I just never could get the mechanics down of it. Pinball is another. You got to be at the arcade to play those things.
Yeah.
But the one that kind of combines those two is Rampart. We need to have another Rampart party.
I love Rampart. Where's it at now? It's been too long.
They've got one in there's one in Richardson and one in Arlington. and I've been practicing. But
All right.
that's the game that that you could emulate it on your machine. I've got it on PlayStation here at the house, but you just can't get the feel of it unless you have that controller.
Do we need a Wrestling Wednesday title for Rampart?
Yes.
I think that's where we need to go. We need to have ourselves all. What is it? What's the name of a 3-way match? It's not a fatal 4-way, but
I don't know. I'm sure
triple threat
Beltran,
match, whatever it is.
Beltran knows all about 3-way stuff.
That's true. That's true. He's who I go to for all 3-way knowledge.
But yeah, Rampart. When that one came down, there's games that you have to experience in the arcade, and you're not going to get it at the house.
Did you play that for the first run through, or is that a free play discovery for you?
I didn't know that was an arcade game until I saw it at free play. It was on my Lynx. My Atari Lynx had Rampart on it, and it was there was another one of those things. Everybody else was playing the little Game Boy. Screw it, I want color. So I ended up with a Atari Lynx, and I thought it was just one of those games that they made it for the Lynx, and then I see it at the arcade, and I'm like, can I know this thing? So, but yeah, it plays different because of course you don't have the controller, you don't have a rollerball, but yeah, it's one of those that you have to be at the arcade to play. The noise of it, and the way that the LEDs come up through the ball, it looked really cool. And then the challenges that we had on those events, the puzzle night event that we had, where Toya came back from nowhere, that goes down. That was one of the top
series one, I believe.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, because I think that's one of my all-time favorite Spring Series clips, and we did have a really competitive, a shockingly competitive puzzle night on that as well. But Spring Series, Toya managed to emerge from a 3-person group of Dylan Smith and Daniel Wilson.
Wilson brother, yeah.
Both Spring Series champions, and she knocked them both out in one game.
She came up from behind, and it was because they were trying to knock each other out, and she was able to play it.
Yeah.
She knew that was what their plan was.
At her.
Well, they took it for granted that she was not, that Dylan was and the Wilson was the problem. Mm-hmm. They just overlooked her, and she took that to her advantage. It is super well played. And in fact, I'm going to go back and rewatch that. I'm going to find that on YouTube.
Yeah. It's there. It's there. It is one of my favorite Spring Series moments of all time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, there you have it.
It's like the first time I met Palmer, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was you. What was the puzzle game? It's the one that everyone went out for. It was like a huge puzzle night. We were streaming it too.
Was it Rampart?
Magical Drop.
Yeah, Magical Drop. Usually
yeah.
Magical Drop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at that one. and that's another thing is there's other thing I need to. If once we get back into having the events, then it gives me motivation to go and play those games again. Otherwise, I'm just going to play the games I know to get a better score. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate the monthly pinball and the monthly events that. Well, I got to go hit Tempest over here. What is the arcade game of the month?
It is.
I know Adams. It's Adams Family is the pinball.
Was Kicks, but I believe that was last month.
No, Kicks is still this month. Is it? You're correct. Yes.
Okay, there you
go. And it's Twilight Zone, I think, is the pinball.
Yes.
Right. And the only reason I go and play Kicks, Quicks, whatever, is because I know that there's going to be somebody that's going to get a better score than me, and I want to get in there and see how I do against these other folks. So, that's the motivation to play the games. Is there's a reason to now with the monthly events. So I appreciate those are coming back.
Yeah. We'll do pinball tomorrow.
Yes.
And we'll do Wrestling Wednesday tonight. And if you're there, that will be the opening of our Rampart belt.
It may have to be next week. I've got
all right.
I've got some things to run around here, and the weather's not it's not coordinating with my
it's not
my attire.
A great day to go walking. I'm just saying. But
Chris, I thanks for letting me do this. It was a lot of fun to go over. I spent a couple hours on it over the weekend trying to rack my brain and went back down the rabbit hole of what it was like to be a kid back home. And I when I heard Matt was the first one I'd heard. He had some great answers. And I hope he's doing well. I hope he's online
We
and
should see
and
him
he's
very
getting along.
soon, actually.
Well, good. But yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to. And like I said, I had nothing else to do except go back in time for a little bit, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, really appreciate having you on. Thanks as always. You're one of my favorite voices to hear on the air.
Well, I appreciate that, Chris.
Yeah.
It's great to chat along with my buddies, other than just sitting and listening to it. I'm usually on listening to you guys anyway, so it's great to have a conversation.
My greatest apologies then.
Well, when Beltran comes on, it's always a hoot. No, I love listening to you guys. It's like sitting with you at the arcade for a little bit. It's always fun.
Thank you so much. So,
all right,
where are we at, Ian? Do you need more shirtless dudes?
So here's the thing. What I was trying to do was find 12, and find 12 for a reason. And I've got, let's see, 1, 2.
12's a character in Third Strike.
8, 9, 10. I need 2 more people who'd like to volunteer, and like 2 other shirtless characters. But I think I might have to do that off stream.
Is 12 a shirtless character? I think he is. If he has a gender, they are.
Well, Third Strike. Wait, that's the liquidy dude, isn't he?
Yep.
Not shopping.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, we can put somebody as 12. I'll pull some volunteers.
Let's see.
Reducing stature raise. You can do that, Jerry.
I suppose
yeah,
we've got all the usual suspects. We got a mic and everything. I've been distracted.
Oh, it's all good.
Have you got a Game Trex volleyball shirtless dude yet?
No. I kind of feel bad because like I saw him pop on, but it was during like when Palmer was on. So Andrew, if you're still there, you want to jump on? Let's see, this will be Josh. Who can we have as Kratos?
Kratos.
Faulkner as Blanca? That's a good one.
That's true. We have his actual cosplay as that.
I'll just put that on. Let's see. We have a picture of him already. What was it in? It was in kind of want to do the CVS Blanca.
We had his picture for Streets of Rage 4. We had him and Home Equity Loan and ROI. Had most of the Didn't Finance Clan doing Streets of Rage 4's. VGM Wednesday.
World. I'm trying to think of the game. Bring us together. Triumphant Return? Ah, yes. Take a photo of his cosplay and put him in a pic with the rest of you guys.
Well, Faulkner's
No,
in here.
this one's a good one, actually.
Yeah, that's Faulkner right there.
Let's see. Have this Blanca one.
Mike Hager, another good shirtless character.
That's true.
I've been trying
Anyway,
to.
so I wanted to do the 12. Because of make a fake calendar.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Just put like the different days.
All the shirtless dudes. Your free play arcade community group calendar. I actually that was one of my thoughts for this year's Hall of Fame contest was to do a calendar.
Hall of Fame? Yeah, that would be cool actually.
Yeah, that the resets,
and then the game that they're in or whatever.
But things were already going to hell in a handbasket in late January when Hall of Fame reset was a thing.
This is almost like the perfect angle.
Wow,
Come on.
impressive. See, Beltran, you
Yeah,
don't need
I
a
was-
you don't need a white T-shirt on that.
let's see
Blanca
what the
looks
rest of
almost
this-
human in that form.
It's the CVS. Was it CVS 2? Yeah, for the CVS version. What's this? Oh, his hair. What's this?
Yeah, he always just looks like a big ball of electricity in the Capcom versions. Never really think, what might he look like in real life? Because he looks so fantastical.
This looks weird, but I'm keeping it. Let's see.
So did you say you needed to take it off air, or?
Yeah, I'll probably finish this off. I gotta jump on a call, but
Yeah, I don't
if
want to keep you
anyone
from real life
else-
stuff.
yeah, if anyone else wants in, so I've got. Give me suggestions for Kratos, a very pale Kratos. Do it on the thread if anyone wants to jump in here. Oh, this. Oh, I was about to say. I know this game. Pro wrestling, right?
Ah, yes, definitely some shirtless dudes here. This is a
But
Beltran
yeah,
favorite,
I'll
of
take
course.
this one off for now. But yeah, I'll post this up a little bit. I'll see who else wants in on this.
Sounds good. See who is available to raid.
Game Track's doing it early.
Doesn't look like it. Is he? Game. No, no, Game Tracks isn't going. I guess I could go ahead and hit the upcoming events though, as per usual.
Yeah.
Tonight we have Wrestling Wednesday starting at 7 o'clock, AEW and NXT Wrestling. And all your favorite weirdos there to play the games with us. We'll be shooting promos afterwards. Just competitions on every conceivable game. And as soon as Jason Palmer shows up to Wrestling Wednesday, Rampart will be on that list. But as it is, Pac-Man Battle Royale and Cosmotrons and Death Ball and Killer Queen, Super Turbo, Third Strike, nothing's off limits. We'll be goofing around on all the games all the time. And, you know, occasionally paying attention to wrestling. I hope Carlos can make it out because he's able to keep our eyes on wrestling a little bit more than normal, which will, of course, be on the projector. Tomorrow, Pinball Thursday at Free Play Arlington, starting at 7 o'clock, a Three Strikes Pinball Tournament. Friday, we'll be doing the first of 2 Halloween parties in Tarrant County with Free Play Arlington.
Ooh.
DJ Terminator Mike B doing the DJ thing. Me shivering in costume. And I will be shivering
luck,
in that
man.
same costume the next day, Saturday, at Free Play Fort Worth. And, of course, Sunday is the first Sunday of the month, which means Stun Day at Free Play Richardson. And you can always go to freeplayhof.com to check out the events blade and figure out what we're up to. Yeah, nothing really stands out that I should jump to. Wait a minute.
Pick a new person, find a new guy. New retro streamer. Who we got for Twitch?
Just looking at what we've streamed Varla Luna and her non-English speaking art a few times. She's on the air, but I
Yeah.
can't see what she's doing because she's doing Freddy Krueger.
Actually, you know what? Can I make a suggestion? I don't know how many
Absolutely, it's your
people there
show.
are.
Go for it. You can tell me.
So this guy is a very helpful dude. Like he's helped me like figure out like random like stream things.
Mm-hmm.
He's like super friendly, and he's mostly about like doing like streaming graphics and making streams like more interactive and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
less about gameplay and more about he's doing art stuff right now.
Mhm.
But he's super helpful and like super friendly. Like I've always wanted to like introduce like him to Game Tracks and like another buddy of mine who have like a similar community of people who are like very just like helpful and like will jump on and just talk pretty much.
Sounds great.
So,
Yeah. Well, let's send the
Yeah,
raid
if-
that way then. J1379. I'm going to stay with the raid and chat with you
Yeah.
guys so we can introduce ourselves to a new person. So everybody say hi. We're transferring everybody over on the channel to J1379, one of Ian's buddies, and let's raid and make a new friend.
good
See
dude,
that.
good community.
We're off, but we're still on
Yeah, we-
VOD.
Top friend booked.
Thank you.
Let's try. All right, I'm gonna hop off real quick, Chris. I gotta talk to my family real quick.